What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 8 Wi-Fi battles. Today we're trying out one of my favorite teams. It's a hyper-offensive Zacian that takes advantage of the fact that Zacian doesn't max to allow a lot of other things on your team to fill that role. Primarily Cinderace and Moltres, because they can pack a really big punch. And Cinderace having the Libero ability allows it to switch its typing and really serve as also kind of a support role with the fact that it can boost defense or boost attack with those moves. Whimsicott has the eject button, which I found to be really, really useful to be able to stop some of those early maxes where I have a lot of ways to trigger it, either with Cinderace's Sucker Punch or Regieleki just being so fast. Regieleki has specs because, like I said, this team is just about putting offensive pressure and dealing some serious damage as fast as possible. Also, one thing worth noting is the Spectre does serve a little bit of a support role with moves like Mudshot and Taunt. Seeing the rest of the team, you don't really expect Taunt on Spectrier, and it really is kind of my best option against Trick Room teams. But it still can serve, sorry, frog in my throat, as a really big sort of push with the ability to hit hard with Shadow Ball and Mudshot. Also, Snarl can be very big to stop some of those really big special attackers, especially with Regieleki first lowering their speed. So hoping to have some really exciting games with this team where it can just put on a lot of pressure from the early game that's kind of hard to come back from. So let's hop straight into it, and I'll see all of you in game one. All right, so this first game we have Regieleki, Regidrago, Ludicolo, Stonejourner, Solgaleo, and Tornadus. This is scary. I know that Regidrago has the ability to do a lot of damage really quickly, especially left unchecked. So I'm trying to think what would... I mean, I do have Zacian, which is really nice because they can't touch it. They do have Thundurus. This Whimsicott doesn't carry Taunt, right? Check summary. No, it carries Helping Hand instead. I think... I do like Whimsicott lead. I like Whimsicott Regieleki. Mainly cause, or I could do Whimsicott Moltres. I'm gonna do Whimsicott Moltres. I think then Zacian and Cinderace in the back. We're getting up. I mean, I have a guaranteed Tailwind because I am faster. Moltres has the spread move, which is really nice. It can also max if I need more speed. It is scary if they do Tornadus Regieleki, but I mean, that's just a chance you take. I think even then I could, if need be, turn one, give their Regieleki an eject button. Or, I mean, they will trigger my weakness policy, especially if I max, and then I can hit into them, Airstream, and then just be the fastest one on the field. So let's see what they go for. They are leading... Okay, Regidrago. They're leading, yeah, Regidrago and Thundurus. So I'm guessing what they're going to do is they're just going to try and max and start spamming Regidrago. So I'm going to actually... No, I can't. I'm going to Tailwind. I feel like just Fiery Wrath. Yeah, Tailwind Fiery Wrath, because even if they knock out one of my Pokemon, I do have Zacian in the back, which should not be taking damage from Regidrago. Yeah, so we're both going to Tailwind. They're going to go for their giant Dragon Cannon thing. But that is dependent on HP, so getting off a Fiery Wrath is really big. Does a decent chunk to both. Oh, Draco. It just goes straight for the Draco Meteor into Moltres. Moltres goes down. Like I said, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Its special attack has gone down drastically. So I think... I'm tempted to Zacian. Yeah, I'm going to Zacian so I can try and knock out... I'm going to try and go for a double knockout with Moonblast into their Regidrago, and then just Sacred Sword, or not Sacred Sword, Behemoth Blade into Thundurus. Yeah, Moonblast here, and then Behemoth Blade here. with the idea that it'll hopefully let me save my eject button. Yeah, that's gonna be fine. Whatever they're bringing out Regieleki. Behemoth Blade should take down their Thunderous, and then let's see what they bring in. Yeah, Thunderous goes down, which is good. I still have the eject button, which I think is a really nice option against. Hopefully they bring out Solgaleo. I think they would. That makes the most sense. Nice. Wow. Whimsicott does a lot of damage. Yeah, I think Solgaleo makes sense here. Yeah, Solgaleo, so tricking on the eject button. So let's switcheroo here. And then I'm going to Behemoth Blade into Solgaleo, expecting it to max this turn. It does mean, yeah, okay, cool. So it does mean that I have to take a max hit from Solgaleo as well as... Oh, no, not from a Solgaleo. I'm faster than Solgaleo. So it does mean, I do drop in speed because of Regieleki. So I might have to take a hit from Solgaleo as well. But I feel like I should still be faster. But able to give it the eject button, which is really big. What do I get? Yeah, cool. So I get a weakness policy onto my Whimsicott. Oh, even better. They're going to just Volt Switch. So that's super huge. Because that means I don't even have a speed drop to worry about. And now I have two things that are immune to their Regidrago. I'm going to be able just to completely negate all of their Dynamax turns. I still have mine with Cinderace in the back, which at this point is such a big threat to them. Not even Cinderace, just what I have here is a big enough threat. And look at how much that Behemoth Blade did. And that was on a max Solgaleo. So they're going to be forced to bring out Regidrago, which can't touch either of these. No, they already have Regidrago out. They're going to have to bring out Regieleki. I'm going to be able to just start Moonblasting and get out some serious damage. Hopefully pick up an easy double KO where, yeah, Moonblast here and then Behemoth Blade into the Regieleki. Don't really see it living either of those. Okay, so yeah, you're just going straight for damage. Thunderbolt onto the Whimsicott. I'm shocked that Whimsicott is their main concern. I would probably have targeted the Zacian with the chance of getting paralysis, but yeah. It is what it is. Regieleki goes down, then let's try and pick up some damage onto... Yeah, Moonblast is going to connect, get a big amount of damage on. Hopefully, yeah, knockout. Whimsicott, just too strong. Definitely should be, next level. Yeah, Whimsicott, unquestionably, should be banned next format. Has it picked up? No, it hasn't picked up 2 knockouts. It's just done a lot of damage. And then I think at this point, yeah, they don't have a boost. I'm just going to Helping Hand, and I'm going to... Let's just Behemoth Blade. It does so much. It doesn't really matter at this point. Cinderace at the back. Yep, cool. Yeah, so like I said, this team, it's just so much pressure, and I think my opponent wasn't really focusing on the right spots, which kind of cost them. But, it shows the power that this team can really do early on. So I'm going to go just hop right into Game 2, and I'll see all of you there. All right, Game 2, we have Regigigas, Weezing, Metagross, Calyrex, Shadow, Zapdos, and Tapu Fini. This is tricky because they have a couple options. I think the fact that Regieleki Zacian is such a good lead against them because of the fact that it is immediate speed control. I have the specs on Regieleki, so I can just knock out whatever comes in. Yeah, it's hard for them really to live from that. And then I think definitely Cinderace. Now it's just a question of what do I put as the last option. Moltres is nice because it threatens damage onto Metagross and Calyrex. Spectrier. Whimsicott eject button. I honestly could lead Whimsicott eject button and just try and knock out whatever they have in the back. I don't think it's really that helpful outside of there. Um, yeah, I mean, if I just knock out their things, or Whimsicott becomes kind of useless. I'm gonna go with Moltres. I think Moltres is just pretty bulky and nice to have, and it does give me multiple max options. But I do think, yeah, this early pressure of just being able straight up early on to Electroweb for a ton of damage with specs, and then hopefully bash whatever, or not bash, blade whatever they bring in is really nice. So they're bringing out, let's see, they have Calyrex and Metagross. My bigger fear right now is Calyrex, though I do expect to switch. This is tricky because if I call the switch wrong on Calyrex, I shouldn't risk losing either of my Pokemon. I feel like I'm gonna go for an Electroweb onto both, and then I feel like the switch out from Calyrex is so obvious. But if I get that, I'm gonna go for hitting Metagross only because Metagross is Clear Body. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's the slowest thing on the field anyway. Yeah, I feel like the switch out for Calyrex is very obvious. And yeah, both of my things have ways to deal with Calyrex, with Cinderace having Sucker Punch and making it Dark type, and then Moltres just resisting it. Oh, that was an awkward bump. Yeah, okay, cool. Called that right. They're gonna bring out probably Zapdos. Okay, that's fine. Metagross. Okay, so they're gonna max Metagross, which I think is fine because that means that I can safely max Cinderace. It does mean that if they knock out Zacian, that Calyrex will be the fastest thing on the field. But because I have two very good dark options in the back, I'm not super worried. Electroweb does a decent chunk, I think, to both, and getting the speed drop on Zapdos really isn't the biggest deal. Okay, Metagross is slightly over half. Max Steel Spike. Interesting. Steel Spike into Zacian. Zacian is able to take that, but because of the fact that I'm unaffected because of Sacred Sword, it's fine. So I think, yeah, I mean, I don't really have a choice here, right? Sacred Sword doesn't affect it, yeah, target stat changes, so the defense boost isn't going to do that. So Metagross will live. A little bit unfortunate. I think, I mean, I could max not Zapdos, max Moltres with the, let's see if I live with, if it's a double knockout, I think that's one thing. But what's nice is I'm going to get both my hits in. Yeah, I would protect or max guard the Metagross if you have it. It does mean that Zapdos takes single target Electroweb, but yeah, I mean that Metagross is putting on, yeah. Oh wow, they didn't protect. Cool. So Zapdos continues to drop. Oh, okay, it has a berry. Actually, yeah, it goes back up a decent chunk. Sacred Sword almost gets the knockout. Max Quake, probably into Regieleki. Yeah, Regieleki here, and they're gonna get it. Yeah, so they're gonna go for the double knockout onto my team, which means that I think with Cinderace being able to Pyro Ball, yeah, Heat Wave. Unfortunate that it connects, because Zacian would have been able to put in a lot of work. So, Cinderace and Moltres. Oh no, their Zapdos recovered a lot. That's really tricky. Because I can't just Fiery. Where is their? I could just. What goes first? What are their? Metagross is at +1 defense, +1 special defense, +1, +1. This is tricky. I could dark. I should actually darkness into the Zapdos. I'm gonna darkness into Zapdos and then Fiery Wrath into both of them. with the idea that it'll make me dark type so I can resist Calyrex, and it'll get the special defense boost. So I should hopefully be able to knock out. I should be able to knock out what's his face, Zapdos at this range, and then it's Calyrex and whatever they have in the back. And I think the fact that I have double dark types against Calyrex is really good because it negates Max Mindstorm. Yeah, Max Guard. Oh wow, that's actually really good then that I doubled up into Zapdos. Which, yeah, that's fine. Zapdos. Oh please, it should. Yeah, Moltres should knock it out with Fiery Wrath. I don't see a reason why it would live. It does mean Cinderace takes a little bit more off of Life Orb, but not the worst in the world. Yeah, picks up the knockout. That's really big. They have Calyrex and they have one more thing in the back, and I'm trying to think. They were probably going to bring out what their other thing that isn't Calyrex. That's what I would do. Okay, so they bring out Tapu Fini, which... Oh god, does Steel resist Ghost? I always forget this. I think then the play is... I mean, I still am faster, so I think then... Max Steel... Steel Spike isn't super effective into Tapu Fini? That's tricky. Steel Spike gets a defense boost, not really doing much. I think Steel Spike for the type change is worth it. And then Fiery Wrath, because that should knock out the Metagross at this point. It just protected. And then, being able to tank Tapu Fini's attacks better with that Calyrex coming in. Wow, that did a lot. Cinderace is an absolute animal. So now, let's see how much damage Fiery Wrath does. It's probably... This is actually tricky. Do you... Oh, wow, yeah. Tapu Fini is almost gone. Now it's a question of, do you attack into Icy Wind? Oh, I mean, I was slower either way. You're going to trigger my weakness policy, which is really nice. And now the question then becomes, can we tank the hits from Calyrex? Because it's probably going to be it's going to be an Astral Barrage. So depending on what your item is, can we survive an Astral Barrage? It could be Life Orb. What they could do then is Protect to try and... what's it called? To protect... this is tricky. I don't know... I think this is just the best option. The question, though, is because of the speed drop, does that mean that Cinderace will move in between... Or not Cinderace. Tapu Fini will move in between Cinderace and Moltres? Because that makes things a little bit tricky. But I think still the option to... I think Calyrex should Protect. And then it's going to be just like a question of damage output from... From Astral Barrage. But even if... Oh no, I revealed Max Darkness. So they know I have Sucker Punch. This is tricky. Okay, so they just went straight for Astral Barrage. Yeah, I mean that should be game. Moltres is in Berserk range. Max Darkness, it should pick up a one-shot. If it doesn't, and Calyrex hangs on with a Focus Sash, unless Tapu Fini is able to knock out... Is it a Focus Sash? I can't actually see. Oh, it is. Okay, so... I mean, it actually isn't over, because Tapu Fini could... Moonblast into Moltres. Yeah, okay. They're going to Moonblast into Moltres. So if Moltres goes down... Moltres goes down. This is... Oh, God, that's actually really tricky. Now is the question of... So they have Focus Sash, and they know I have Sucker Punch. I'm gonna predict they're gonna Protect. I think, Protect with Calyrex to stop the focus punch, or not the focus punch, the sucker punch, and then Moonblast with Tapu Fini. And then yeah, if I get this wrong, I lose. If I get this right, I win. Oh, it has Draining Kiss. Dang. Yikes. Yeah, that was. That's unfortunate. That was tough. I think. Yeah, that was close. I think I brought a lot of pressure. They were able to play around it. I think. What's it called? Whimsicott would have been really nice there, especially like if I could have switched out the Metagross, which I probably should have predicted. I think not Metagross, Whimsicott, Regieleki would have been the best lead, because then I guarantee switching out something, which I think is big. But I mean, it is what it is. I probably would have picked the Metagross anyway, but yeah, no use harping, but just staying focused and getting ready for the next one. All right, last game of the day, we have, oh wow, a Groudon team. Groudon, Regieleki, Umbreon, Venusaur, Entei, and Grimmsnarl. This is tricky. What is the best option here? Zacian is a little bit tricky because of Groudon, and that Venusaur is really hard. Venusaur is really hard because it can carry Sleep Powder. I think Whimsicott is a really good lead, because it gets the speed control. It means that whatever I bring in will outspeed Venusaur. But now the question is, are you... Yeah, because it could be... I mean, that's tricky, because if you lead... What do I want to lead with that? I like Cinderace. I think Cinderace is the best option. Zacian, while a little tricky with Groudon, covers a good amount of their team. Actually, not really. I probably don't need it. And then I'm going to go with Moltres in the back. I think it's really risky leading with Cinderace, because it is such a strong source of damage, and is not really the most defensive option. So losing it really early can put me at a big disadvantage. So what are they going to lead with? They lead with... I think, yeah, what they lead with is a really big kind of play. So they're going to lead with Entei Grimmsnarl. Whimsicott Cinderace. This is tricky because I don't have a good... I think actually just switcheroo the Entei, and then... Do I want to switcheroo Max Steel Spike? Well, no, I want to hit the Entei then. I'm going to switcheroo Max Steel Spike. I think getting the defense option against Groudon is really good. And then, yeah, I think getting rid of Entei from early, it is tricky, because I am kind of sacrificing my ability to switch out Groudon, which could most likely carry the weakness policy and most likely max. I don't expect Entei to max. I just want to be in a position where I can set up, and I think that that's really risky. Yeah, so they're staying in. I think they're most likely gonna screen. Oh, they have a water resist berry. Yeah, I mean, even then I can switch around their item, which I think being able to play around with that is really big, because now something is gonna have a Paso berry, and Cinderace can just safely Steel Spike, force out this Entei, and then I can... Oh yeah, and if they have Venusaur with a Focus Sash, I can switch that away, and then safely Pyro Ball into it. Cool. So Cinderace, it was a little early, and I think this play was a little bit... Probably reckless is the right word. But now I can... It depends on what they bring in. I feel like they're not going to bring in Groudon. They're going to bring in their fourth. They bring in Groudon, which, I mean, I can just give it the berry. I don't really care. It does boost Cinderace, and I'd rather it not have... Yeah, I'm going to just switcheroo and then I'm going to Fireball into it. I think getting as much damage onto it as possible. I can take away its weakness policy, and then if Cinderace lives, I mean, it's at +1, so I think then the option to Helping Hand into another Fireball into Groudon is really big. Yeah. Yeah, Whimsicott's, yeah, I think that makes sense because, okay, so they are going to max, and seeing what item they have, I think is really relevant. Yeah, I mean, they can Rock Fall, so they're going to be able to get a super effective hit onto Cinderace regardless, but I can get rid of its item, and I do have Zacian to deal with it. So what am I getting? I'm getting an Assault Vest, which is a little bit unfortunate. Okay, so they have that Steel Spike. No, Whimsicott. The defense boost wasn't enough. All right, so they have. I didn't even know that Groudon got Steel Spike. So they're at plus. So they're at +1 defense through a Reflect. That still did a ton of damage. Critical hit. Wow. That's a big deal. So I think then. I think Moltres is the best option because Moltres doesn't get hit by Grimmsnarl. So I'm able to Fiery Wrath and get some damage on both of them, and then I think I want Groudon to go down. I'm gonna just Fireball. Or do I want the defense boost? I think I'm gonna go for a defense boost and Steel Spike again. Entei is, yeah, Light Screen is obvious, but I think between the two hits, one of them is guaranteed to hit. Oh, Fire Wrath goes first, yeah. So Fire Wrath guaranteed hit. And now Max Quake onto Cinderace. +1. Yeah, Cinderace is... I don't know why I believed in Cinderace so much. Cinderace goes down. They have a special defense boost. This is now a little bit tricky. Their Groudon is really bulky, but, I mean, Zacian has Sacred Sword, which ignores all of the boosts, which is really big. So I think Sacred Swording... I don't want to risk a Nasty Plot wrong. I think actually Nasty Plot's pretty safe. I think because they're gonna... Yeah, Nasty Plot here, and then Sacred Sword into Groudon, and then the question is, I should have actually I should have protected. That would have been the much better option, because I would have stalled out Groudon's last turn, but I could let it get another Steel Spike off. Yeah, you're gonna Scary Face into Zacian. Yep. And now Nasty Plot from Moltres. I might still be faster. Groudon is pretty slow. Yeah, I am. That's really big. Oh, wow. I did not expect you to live. That's unfortunate. Zacian goes down. I think... Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I'm going to deal with Grimmsnarl at this point. I mean, Grimmsnarl can't do much to me. It's double screens, and it probably has Spirit Break. Their Groudon is done with maxing, so it's at +2 special defense with... what's it called? With a light screen up. I think just Fiery Wrath. I am at +2. Yeah, let's see how much Fiery Wrath does there. Grimmsnarl really can't do much to me, and it'll trigger my weakness policy. Groudon goes down. That's great. So let's see if they give me a boost. If they give me a boost, that's a really good position. Oh, wow, and I got a flinch. And there's no more Sun, so that means even if they bring out Venusaur, Venusaur can't outspeed me to hit me with Sleep Powder early. Oh, they have Regieleki. That's game. Yeah, let's just Fiery Wrath just to see in the rare event that Regieleki goes for Electroweb and misses. I totally forgot they had Regieleki. Thunderbolt. Yeah. Unfortunate. I think my lead kind of cost me in terms of what I went for there, and just like being unnecessarily switching out their Entei. And I think I should have gone for a Tailwind, which would have been really beneficial, especially because of the scary face on Grimmsnarl. But this is a pretty short episode. I think we do have time for one more game, so I will see all of you in Game 4. All right, Game 4. We have Groudon with Cherrim, Incineroar, Thundurus, what's his face? Celesteela, and Porygon. So my opponent can either set up Trick Room to function under that, or they can be really aggressive and take advantage of things like Thundurus. What is the best lead? I like... No, Regieleki's a little risky because of Groudon, but the ability to take out their Thundurus is really nice. So this is tricky. What do I expect them to lead with? Incineroar is also scary because of Intimidate. Moltres doesn't feel like the worst option. Regieleki Whimsicott is... No, because then... God, this is actually a really tricky matchup. I'm going to do Whimsicott with... I'm going to do Whimsicott... Let's go Whimsicott Spectre. Cinderace with Moltres and Zacian. Oh, crap. Timed out. Oh, that's bad. I wanted Regieleki. Oh, God, I shouldn't have... Okay, well, timing out is a part of the game. And now I just kind of have to adapt. And luckily this team can, because it just tries to knock out as many things as possible. Groudon and Incineroar. Okay, this is not the worst lead up in the world. Zacian Whimsicott. This is actually a really bad matchup because they can fake out into... If they fake out Whimsicott... I feel like they're gonna fake out Zacian. So I think... What do I have with me? I have Moltres and Cinderace. I think that's actually fine. I think protect the Zacian, and then try and switcheroo the Groudon, expecting a turn 1 max. Hoping that they're going to fake out into... I feel like the fake out into Zacian makes more sense. So being able to deal with that, where... Yeah, Zacian protects. Okay, so fake out into that slot. Oh, wow, they fake out into Whimsicott. That's a little bit... that's actually really bad. Because that means that I'm forced... Probably Precipice Blade? I'm going to go with they're going to Precipice Blade here. So Moltres makes the most sense. Yeah, Precipice Blade, Zacian protects. Oh, that's really unfortunate that they fake out into Whimsicott. I think then... Behemoth Blade... I honestly am fine just doubling up into... I could Nasty Plot. I'm going to Nasty Plot. Yeah, I think Nasty Plot's a better option. And then if I bring out Cinderace... Yeah, because then I can bring out Cinderace with Moltres and get the speed boost. Because I'm not really worried about outspeeding stuff at this point. That's fine. They're probably going to Max Quake? Let's see. I'm guessing they're going to Max Quake. They could Max Rockfall. Behemoth Blade, how much am I going to do? I'm probably going to lose Zacian to Incineroar, so they're probably going to Rockfall. good, sizable chunk. Nasty plot with Moltres. I think if they rockfall and don't take out Moltres, we should. Let's see. Yeah, rockfall into Moltres because they're gonna attack into Zacian. Okay, that's really unfortunate. Does change the weather, so I actually don't think I live a Flare Blitz from Incineroar at this. Yeah, I should not live at this much. Oh, I do. That's relevant. This is tricky now. Moonblast. I could. Oh, I can't see. This is annoying that I can't see their team. Cinderace. Cinderace can just max. I think, yeah, max into Groudon. Sacred Sword. Yeah, Sacred Sword here. It has taken a bunch of recoil, and then I'm going to Fireball into Groudon. I want the damage output more than the defense boost. Let's see. Cinderace, like, can hold its own, and I think the fact that Zacian lived is really big. Being able to hit the Sacred Sword into their Incineroar is really big, too. This is tricky. They've switched the weather. Okay, so they're going to withdraw Incineroar. And they're going to send up Porygon 2, which isn't really going to like a Sacred Sword. So that's really cool. So let's see if I can knock out. Let's see how much damage both of these do. Let's get a gauge where they have Incineroar as well. And I can protect Zacian if need be. It is unfortunate that like my team is very physical at this point, so that Intimidate really does matter. But they don't have a boost. They don't have a defense boost. So I think they max guarded, which is a good move on their part. But Sacred Sword is going to do slightly over half. This is tricky. Yeah, imagine if I had max knuckled. It'll be under. It's 90 versus 100. This is super effective, yeah. Behemoth Blade is going to do more. So I think Behemoth Blade should knock it out. And then Fireball into Groudon again. I think that's the best option. Oh, wow. They withdraw. They're probably... Oh, because they're going to bring out Incineroar. I see. They're going to Incineroar, which, yep, to get the Intimidate. Very smart play. Because that means Porygon's going to live barely and be able to Trick Room unless I get a critical hit. Yeah, and I Behemoth Bladed Porygon. Oh, wow. That's super huge. Critical hit. Wow. Sometimes you just need to project what you want into the universe, and the universe responds. So we're going to get a Fireball into Incineroar. It's not going to really do much, but I don't need it to do a ton, I think. So they brought out Porygon, they brought out Incineroar, they have Groudon, and they have something that I haven't seen in the back. The obvious play is to fake out into Zacian, and I can't really risk. Okay, and they have Celesteela. This is tricky. I feel like I have to protect with Zacian, and then Fireball into Celesteela. Honestly, as weird as it sounds, like Whimsicott can do a fair bit of damage to the rest of their team with Celesteela gone. So don't knock out. Oh, wow. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. That sucks so much. They just hung on. Oh, that's really rough. That's frustrating. They're going to Leech Seed, so they're probably going to try and Protect Stall. Flare Blitz into Incineroar, into Zacian. So they're gonna what's it called? They're gonna protect their Celesteela most likely. So I think switching out Cinderace for yeah, God, they're getting back so much HP. I think switching out Cinderace to Whimsicott. What's nice is they can't seed Whimsicott. I feel comfortable Sacred Sorting here, and then bringing out Whimsicott, and then I think I can Helping Hand boost to try and do some serious damage. Because now at this point, that Celesteela is just trying to recover HP and just stay bulky. Oh, okay, so they're bringing out Groudon to take. Yeah, they're just trying to get the Intimidate boosts off. Oh, it's a Square Shiny, very cool. And they're switching the weather, which, I mean, it could be helpful. Zacian. Oh, and they didn't protect. Oh, ooh. That did nothing. They're going to Flamethrower into Zacian. Zacian's going to go down. Cinderace does have the advantage now that... What is it boosting? It's boosting its special defense. Cinderace now has the advantage that it is going to get... Oh, what advantage? What am I saying? This is tricky. I expect the Celesteela to protect. If I call this wrong, that's really bad. I'm going to do this. I'm going to Moonblast into Groudon. Oh, that's bad. They did not protect. Groudon goes down. I'm going to... Great, I'm going to Moonblast into Celesteela. For like 2 damage. Oh god, them not protecting was a big deal. They're gonna Flash Cannon into Whimsicott. Whimsicott's gonna go down. Yeah. Oh god. That's unfortunate. I think that wins them the game. Yeah, I expected to protect for the obvious Pyro Ball. Because now they're going to be able to double into Cinderace with... I'm just going to go for Pyro Ball into Celesteela. They've played very differently than I would have expected. Yeah, Fake Out. And then it's Can I Live? Oh, and they're going to Leech Seed. I feel like they just keep expecting me to protect, and they're playing around that. And I need to be aggressive in this. I think I need to be aggressive in this read. I'm gonna go for it. If they protect, I lose. If they don't, it's not over. Oh, nice. Cool. Finally got that read right. I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna knock out their Celesteela. And now the question is, I mean, yeah, I take Recoil. They should knock me out with Flare Blitz Recoil. Or not with Flare Blitz Recoil, with Flare Blitz. So I do go down, unfortunately. And then, yeah, because they're going to go down second. Or even if they don't go down, they're not going to go down. A bit unfortunate. I think them not protecting when I expected them to a lot really cost me. Because I should have been more aggressive and I lost Pokemon I shouldn't as a result. Which is a pity because I really wanted to show off this team more. But, I mean, sometimes that's just the way it happens, and you just gotta roll with the punches. But, yeah, I say but a lot. It's fine. It was fun. I'm glad I got to show off the team. I'm probably gonna play a couple more with it, because I love this team a lot. And then I'll see all of you tomorrow with something new and fun.